In this section, we will discuss about batch transaction, and how to move transaction from one batch to another, and how to we merge two batches together. And at the last, we will talk about how to delete batches and how to delete transaction. About batch transaction, let's come to the program. We enter this transaction processing module. Batch transaction is this. These are the batch transaction. The first batch is current confirm sell batch, where he hold all the current or today transaction. And then for the current invoice batch, we're holding all the transaction happen in today. And then next will be the void batch. This is just a batch that to hold all our transaction we void, but we don't want to keep in current, we move to here and so on. And then you can see that archive sell batch. Archive sell batch is a transaction happen before today but still in current month. Same for the archive invoice batch. Archive invoice batch is all the invoice happen before today, yesterday, or but still in current month. Now, if we want to look at all the batch at once, we can double click this current. Current double click, you can see that all the batch listed in here. Okay, we can see that the top few batch is a system batch, and then we have batch of August 2016, or the latest one, batch of April, batch of April 2017. These are the batch of the month. It is created automatic by the system. You can see that we have batch April, invoice batch of April, batch of March, invoice batch of March. These are the batch that automatic created by the system. Okay, let's select batch of April 2017. 2017 batch of April, we have total transaction 3,900 something. Okay, so from top is 1st of April, bottom 30 of April. Let's say we want to create our own batch. Mean that batch automatic created by the system is okay, but if we want to create our own batch, how do we do that? How to create our own batch? Now, to create our own batch, for example, in here, this is April 2017 batch. I want to create a batch between date 1 and date 2. All I need to do is set view date 1 01/04/2017, and then up to 02/04/2017. So I want to create a batch consists of two dates, date 1 and date 2. In here I select, so I get transaction total 292 from date 1 to date 2. Now to create this batch, we just need to do left click this button. What will happen is that transaction on batch April 2017 from date 1 and date 2 will be moved to a new batch. Left click here. Yes. Now in here system asks, because he detected you have another batch in April, which is the invoice. So in here we just ask the system to create a new batch. Create a new batch. So all these transaction 292 will be moved to the new batch. Now after the moving process itself will take some time. If after moving we come to here, double click here, go to the bottom, you will find that a new batch is created below the April. Just select this batch, you will see that our transaction total 292 all in here. Dated from date 1 of April to date 2 of April. Now if we go back to the batch of April, batch of April 2017, you will see that the transaction date will start from third. First and second are moved to the new batch. Now let's create another batch. I want to create another batch from 3rd to 5th. 3rd to 5th. So 03042017 05042017. So 3-day transaction. 3 days transaction I select, and then there are 446. So I just batch it. Yes, and since system detected also, you early on you have a batch by itself, so we just ask the system to create a new one. So now this 446 transaction is being moved to a new batch just created, and here we wait for the system to finish the process. Now system almost finished the moving process, so you can see that the batch being created right now. It takes time about 1 minute and 45 seconds. In here I click OK. To see the new batch information, just left click here and go to the bottom. You will find a new batch show in here. Just left click. You will see that there are 446 transactions. 446 transactions. Now I go back to the batch of April. Batch of April, go to the top. I can see that the first day is 6. So date 1 and 2 move to a batch by itself. Date 3 to 5 to another batch. So now I want to talk about how can I move one transaction from one batch to another. Now to move transaction from one batch to another, come to the program. For example, this transaction 2088, I want to move to the batch of 5th of April. All I need to do is focus on the transaction, left click move, okay, and then I select my target batch, 5th of April, and then I click the transfer, left click the transfer. In here you can select one transaction only, or you can select more than one transaction or all transaction. In here I click one transaction. Yes, move one transaction. Yes, okay, now it's done. So if I go for the 5th of April batch, go to the bottom, you will find that 2088 transaction move to here. Let's do another example here. Now I go back to my April batch. Okay, go to the top. I want to move 50 transaction. Move. Okay, and then I select my target batch. Target batch consists all of this. I select 5th of April, transfer. I enter 50 transaction. Then go. Yes. So system will start transfer 50 transaction to the 5th of April batch. You can see now this is done. And I go to the 5th of April batch, go to the bottom, you will see that there are a lot of date 6 transactions. 51 date 6 transaction is moved to here. Now as for how to we merge 2 batch become 1. Merge 2 batch become 1. So let's say for example I have batch of April 2nd, batch of April of 5th. These 2 batch, I want to make this become 1. So I want to move all my transaction 5th to 2nd. Move transaction 5th to 2nd. So first I select the 5th transaction. To merge 2 batch become 1, it's the same as a moving transaction, except we need to focus on our source batch. Mean that the 6th of April, we want to move this to 2nd of April. All we need to do focus on this 5th of April, and we left click this move. Okay, in here same we select the target batch. The target batch will be this batch. Okay, and then we left click this merge to yes. Okay, merge. The transaction is merged. So you can see that 5th of April is disappeared, but all move to here, 2nd of April. You come here, you look at the name, and then go to the bottom, you will see that these are the transactions on the 6th of April. Now as to delete a transaction, okay, we need to focus on the transaction, on the transaction with Shift F9, Notice delete transaction only can be done by user with security level 5. Yeah? Below level 5 means 4, 3, 2, 1 all cannot perform this function. Only level 5 can perform. So all we need to do focus on the transaction. We press Shift F9, then you will find additional function show up in here. Now just to delete this transaction, focus on the transaction, left click this delete. In here you can select single transaction. Yeah, single item is an item inside the detailed transaction. So single transaction, and then we go. So you will see that one transaction 1636 is deleted. You see that deleted. Now let's do another delete. I go to the top. I want to delete through transaction now. 286, 287. Shift F9. I delete transaction of 2. Yeah, 2. Go. 2 record deleted. Okay. So done. So I go done. Top. 286, 287 deleted. Start at 288 now. As for last point, delete batch basically mean delete all transaction in this batch and also delete the batch. For example, in there I have batch of 2nd of April. Yeah, I want to delete all these transactions in here, and I also want to delete batch. What you can do is you can do this function Shift F9, and you can select the delete all, okay, and then you go, or rather you come back to menu normal and just left click this dbatch. Dbatch, yes, then batch will be deleted along with all the transaction inside the batch. If you select yes, then confirm delete batch, yes. So the batch 2nd of April will be deleted from our system. Yeah. Notice that if you delete batch, all transaction in the batch also deleted, the batch also deleted and cannot be recalled. Yeah. All transaction deleted in here cannot be recalled. Now we can see that delete function is done. We go to the last. We no longer find the batch 2nd of April. Yeah, the batch is gone. So this is what this means by delete batch. Delete all the transaction in the batch, also delete the batch itself.